Welcome to a special edition.
Episode 39,
Part 2
Part
today.
2.
Got another big news story today. I guess not necessarily another.
It's the one that we're covering.
Yeah.
The continuation.
Continuation of Part 1. Where is Nancy Guthrie?
Where is she? Who has her?
Who's got the information?
It's a regular whodunit. Absolutely.
There's a lot of interesting theories going on right now with the case.
So this was Saturday was our last recording, which was, what day was that? That was the 7th?
That would have been day 6 of the...
Day 6 of the investigation. We are now recording on day 11 of the investigation. On the 11th, it's going to be coming out tomorrow in the morning with the fresh updates. We went over the timeline of what transpired so far.
Mm-hmm. Up to day 6 at that time.
So since that Saturday recording, we had kind of a holding pattern. We hadn't heard any news. No. And I really...
At least a couple of days of no updates.
Yeah. I was really thinking they flubbed this because now...
Yeah.
I'm talking about law enforcement at the time, just because... the longer it goes, the chances of survival go down dramatically.
They diminish.
Your percentage every day goes down. Huge amounts. So one thing, I did do a little investigating on my own, my own research. And so we had a viewer or listener that brought up the subject when they were pleading on the air, asking for their mother back. And this is... had the same lines from Silence of the Lambs.
Mm-hmm.
We thought, well, how bizarre
that
is. Well, I have come to find out that the FBI, they had consulted the plea to the kidnappers with the family. They consulted with the FBI. Ultimately, it was the final message was decided by the family, but they were consulted by the FBI. So obviously they were influenced by the FBI on that one.
Yes, I did see that article as well.
So I think that was misattributed to something else. You know what I mean? Like it was given that perception, but I think they were given that information, that line, that plea.
I think that the from what I was reading anyway, I should say that the the FBI has been pretty heavily involved with the speeches that the family has given.
Right.
Because they don't want to allow too much information out.
They have their own specialized retrieval team.
They do. Yeah.
They also have, from some of the videos and news that I saw, their own evidence recovery team. Like there's specialized sections. Although I did see that an ex-FBI chief mentioned about the amount of time it's been and that the crime scene and the area is basically fully contaminated because how many people have come and gone.
I'm pretty sure the actual sheriff of this town has come out and said the exact same thing.
Yeah. I'm afraid
due to the news media there and everything. And so today is...
neighbors that are filming everything.
Yeah, we're recording this. It's February 11th currently. February 10th, at about 8 o'clock at night or so, one of the news media actually ordered a pizza.
Yes.
And the pizza delivery guy was able to walk to the front door of Nancy Guthrie's house before being stopped by the federals.
Yeah. It's just... there are some things that... and I guess they were just... I don't know. Is that creating your own news? You know what I mean? And that's just an ugly way of doing it. You've contaminated a site for your own headlines, in my opinion.
It's fully contaminated at this point. The amount of footprints.
You're trying to prove a point, but at the same time, why? I get what you're saying. You could have said that without making such a production out of it.
Right.
So... I was going to go on the timeline since then. We did have a bit of, like I said, a few days where we heard nothing, just speculation online,
Right.
Then the doorbell footage came out. So
they were able to, that recovery team was
Right.
able to get into Google Nest. It was not a Ring camera.
Google Nest,
camera.
has been in the works with them.
Yep.
They've been working on it apparently since the investigation or the request went out to get this information.
Yep. They were able to retrieve it.
They cracked it. They got it. They sent it to the FBI. I don't know how long the FBI had it. I think it was pretty immediate.
They said immediately it was released to the public.
And that's when, the online super sleuths, for lack of a better term, really got on it. So, I got to give props to the Google Nest crew. Google in the last few years have gotten a lot of bad press. There used to be their motto, their slogan before they went so awful corporate was "Don't be evil." That was their slogan. And that's gone by the wayside, and that's definitely not how they have been. But I
haven't heard anything about that, so I'm going to take your word.
That's how it was. That's how they used to be, was "Don't be evil." That was their motto, corporate motto. And this is finally something that you can say they have done the right thing. They didn't get anything out of this, Google didn't. So I'm just glad that they had a positive light on the situation, a positive light on them, because it's not always been the case. So a few things that they have deduced online about the video. The backpack, they believe, was a Ozark Trail from Walmart. It was packed stuff full. I don't know what was in it. Nobody knows.
What backpack? I haven't heard of a backpack.
The guy was wearing a backpack. Yeah. In the video.
The gentleman's backpack.
Yeah. The assailant.
I don't know that, but I'm assuming.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
The alleged assailant.
I thought you meant like they found a backpack at the scene. I'm sorry.
No. The guy was wearing the backpack. It's stuff full of something. We don't know what. They deduced that it's a brand new backpack. There's no stains, no rips, no blemishes on it. It looks like it's brand spanking new. So, they also said that he was potentially wearing a couple of weapons. For sure, one.
They seen the one.
The other one, they deduced it may also have been a two-way CB type radio. So they obviously are working, if that is the case, with someone else.
Yeah. Or
they were listening for the scanner. It could have been a handheld scanner.
Could have very well been.
So they could have been listening in on, if somebody called in a report of somebody,
right,
loitering around. It's a suspicious thing.
And for the people who may just now be tuning into this episode or this case, it is just a little bit of a reminder. It is a very secluded neighborhood.
Right.
She had neighbors, but they were not in close proximity.
You could walk between yards and not be noticed.
Correct. Yeah. Not a lot of light out there either. It's a very dark area.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, very dark
it's
area.
Not well lit. There's no
it's a good term.
Street lights. It's basically a desert, cactuses. Yeah. It's the desert.
It is secluded pretty far from Tucson.
It's definitely not
Tucson, sorry.
It's not downtown for sure.
No.
Yeah.
They're basically their own little area is what the news has described this place.
Their own subdivision.
Little area.
Yeah, for sure. Looks like in his outfit, he's possibly wearing rubber gloves over his regular gloves, because it looked like it was real, like, thick. His glove situation looked like not necessarily they had like thick hands, but that he was wearing multiple gloves.
Yeah.
That's what the online sleuths have deduced. Wearing light white sneakers, two possible type shoes. One of them is a Morel hiking shoe. Definitely not like a tactical style.
Do you think
something like that?
Do you think this person was wearing two different type of shoes to throw off a trail?
I think they were the same.
Were they the same?
Yeah, I think they were the same. One other possible thing people are saying online is a George, which is the Walmart brand, which would go in line with the Walmart Ozark Trail backpack.
Yeah.
Also a lot harder to trace, because how many Walmarts are there?
Right.
You know what I mean? How many people buy the same type of things all the time?
Yeah.
So, a George, it's called a rugged slip-on shoe. These are kind of what they think it looks like. So, a lot of information. Of course, it looked like he possibly had a mustache, and they had, the eyebrows a bit. Some other people thought maybe they were actually glasses underneath the mask too. It's hard to tell because it's in that night vision,
right?
Where you can't really see colors, you can't really tell. So it is hard to say. Now, they did have someone in custody that they were questioning.
Yeah, they were in questioning. They were detained,
and they said, basically, I've got my notes here that I'm going off of because that he was questioned from 4 p.m. to midnight.
Yep.
That's a long time to be questioned. After he was released, because he was released after they were done, he did interviews, and he said he cooperated to the fullest extent, and that it was to clear his name.
Yeah, he wants his name cleared.
And what they told him why he was picked, obviously it's because he's nearby.
Yeah.
And
I think they said 10, 15 minutes, something like that.
Right. And his eyebrows and his eyelashes pulled up.
Yeah.
That with similar looks to the video. So I don't know if they use AI, if they use some kind of software that goes through, and matches people up with their driver's license.
I think it would be because our area uses that as well. They've got the cameras at Walmart. They've got them on stoplights and stuff it detects you and they go, oh, that person's got a warrant.
They've got it next to the park. They've got it next to the pot shop. So yeah, it's definitely, and you can see it's flashing blue. They're not hiding it.
Right.
It's not going to be a secret.
Yeah.
But we did have a lot of people that were homeless in that park, and that's people, they didn't want folks there that weren't allowed there.
Right.
They're not allowed within a certain amount of.
Right.
Anyway, yeah. I digress.
Sure.
We're getting a little off subject there.
Yeah. That's good.
A couple other things that they deduced from the video, that he's left-handed.
Okay.
That's a 10%er. That's what they say is the population is 10% is left-handed. So that really can narrow down your search quite a bit. Is left-handed. Because of the footage that was released, they actually had an email sent to TMZ, which has been
it's been one of the main outlets that the abductor is using.
They're contacting them directly, and giving the information. Of course, TMZ is turning right around and giving that information to the FBI immediately.
And they're not just sending it to TMZ alone either. It's going to, and they believe that the abductor is in the area.
Right.
They believe it is in Tucson.
Yeah.
Just based off, they are sending all the ransom letters. The few that they have sent. It is going to TMZ and it's going to the local news outlets. So they believe that they are in Tucson.
So TMZ received an email letter saying that someone sent it in, saying that they know where Nancy is and who took her.
Yeah.
But they want compensation. They want one Bitcoin. Yeah, one Bitcoin.
What is the exchange rate right now? What is a Bitcoin worth?
Right now, ending today was $66,975.
It's one Bitcoin.
The FBI is doing a $50,000 reward for information.
So they want more.
They want, but they don't want 16,000 more. That seems odd.
They don't. I can piece that puzzle together a little bit.
They don't want it traceable.
They don't want traced.
Yeah. Untaxed.
Yeah.
Because I guarantee the FBI gives you $50,000, they're taxing it.
You're going to get a 1099.
Here's your $25,000 check. Well, but you told me 50. Well,
taxes. You're going to get a 1099.
Yeah, you're going to get 1099 on the 25,000.
Yeah, you're going to get
pay taxes on the 50. Yeah.
Yep.
So I get that. Untraceable, untaxable.
Yeah.
But kind of it feels so. You would think you'd want to do the right thing.
This whole case is bizarre.
It is. Everything around it's bizarre.
It's bizarre.
All the things involved in it since then is bizarre.
I personally feelings here, feel like a lot of, for lack of a better term, a lot of balls have been dropped.
Yeah.
Regarding the investigation.
Sure. A lot of parallels to the Gabby Petito.
Yeah.
A lot of things were dropped. They could have saved her poor life. Yeah.
A lot of things have been dropped.
Yeah.
For one of them, the crime scene it's still not secure.
Yeah, it's not contained. It's not, at this point, it doesn't matter because it's been so contaminated.
They do have authorities out there at the house, but it's not roped off.
It needs roped off.
It's not taped off.
Constant guards.
They have them, but they're letting them through.
Right. That makes no sense.
A pizza boy got through.
Right. Yeah. How awful. And that poor person didn't know what they were in for.
No.
They were just doing their job.
Yeah.
And this news organization set them up.
Right.
That to me is pretty awful.
And I get it, that person's just doing their job. But when you pull up and you see all the cars, you see all the authorities, the news outlets, the vans with satellites, do you not go, wait a minute?
Well, do you think that the police ordered the pizza? You know what I mean? That's probably what I would have thought.
Well,
I always think the best intentions.
See, I'm the opposite.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I guess that's why we have a podcast, two yings to a yang kind of thing.
Yeah.
But that's what I think. I always think the best intentions.
Right.
I would have thought, well, these folks here working are ordered some food. They're hungry too. So that's my thoughts on that. But yeah, the contamination of if they had any hopes of getting DNA evidence,
and I am not one
footprints or whatever,
putting it out there. I am not one, because I'm not law enforcement. Not trying to criticize by any means. I think it's agreed upon by a lot of parties,
them included. I think, right?
That the ball has been dropped on a lot of things here.
Yeah. So I mean, sometimes though, as the ball gets rolling,
And did anything else ever come out? And I don't remember if we spoke on it on part 1, but has anything else come out with the floodlight that the FBI confiscated?
No, I haven't heard a thing.
Nothing has come out.
I have not heard a thing.
Because the neighbors told them, check the spotlights, check the floodlights.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then it was gone.
Yeah. No, I don't know.
So
I haven't
did
heard
it
a
have
thing.
a camera?
The only thing I would assume it was part of the Google Nest family of lighting and security.
Maybe.
I know that Ring has very similar hardware.
And maybe with that, that's how they were able to find her section of the cloud.
Maybe. Yeah. If a lesson is learned here for folks in everyday life, is it does pay to have a Nest camera or a Ring camera.
Well, she had them, but they didn't have the subscription.
Right. But this just goes to show you.
I think it was, and this is speculation, people please, but just my thoughts. I think it was somebody close to her.
Unfortunately, they know the pattern. They knew when she was going to be home.
Yep. They knew where the camera location was.
Yeah. Well,
snatched it instantly.
I think that took them a little off guard. It didn't seem like they went right for it. So they saw it. They probably saw that it got triggered because that infrared light pops on, at least on my Ring.
Well, did you see when that person was walking up, before they even got to the arbor area of the front porch, that their head instantly went down and stayed down until they got to the camera?
Well, that ring light, you can see it. So I'm assuming that the only choice they had was to continue on. They looked down to avoid their face being recognized.
Yeah.
Then they turned around. They grabbed some shrubbery with their left hand.
Yeah.
Covered the camera, and then grabbed that ring, the Google Nest light.
And they still have not found any evidence of the camera.
Right. They don't know.
No.
What they have found and released information.
Not a lot of evidence has been
They
found.
did find a black glove about 1.5 miles from the house in some shrubbery.
See, I'm going to go out on a limb here, and I'm going to say that black glove is not related to the case.
Could be complete coincidence.
I think so. Because what we're dealing with here, and I say we're dealing with because I'm not there, but by any means, I think that this person that has abducted Nancy, it does not, to me, appear that this may have not been their first time.
It may not have been. This, if it was related to someone close or acquaintance of Nancy herself, this is possibly that they hired someone. They are very close to the border.
Yeah.
I hate to be that way. I'm not meaning it like that, but this does happen. Across the border, they kidnap folks of importance, and they hold them hostage.
Right.
So that could have easily been a hired company.
Yeah, I don't personally feel that Nancy is still in Tucson.
I don't know.
I think she's
I
out
don't
I
know.
think they've got her out of there.
Maybe so. I don't have an opinion on that as of yet. As more information comes, maybe. I just don't know.
I do have an opinion, and I don't think now is the time to give it on who I think is involved.
Right.
But I will not get into that at this time.
Yeah.
Not until some more comes out.
I don't think that someone close did it directly. I think if they were involved, they hired someone.
Agreed. Yeah. I don't think it was anybody close to her, like you said, personally. Like, I don't think they went into their house.
Right.
But somebody has given somebody the information of her whereabouts.
Absolutely.
The timing.
Yep.
Locations of stuff.
And they could have scouted this out as well.
And have they even come out? Have they found Nancy's phone?
No, I don't believe that's been found.
I know it was disconnected from the phone.
Right. Yeah, I don't believe
has her phone been found?
I don't know, honestly. I don't believe that's been released.
Maybe it has, because how else would they have known it was disconnected?
Well, I have Bluetooth trackers for my children, and I know if they're disconnected and they're not on a cell service or anything like that. They actually bounce off of, these are Android, so they bounce off of Bluetooth signal, Wi-Fi signal, and that's how you know their location.
Right.
So that, I'm assuming, is how they knew that.
Okay.
Yeah. I know that the FBI and Sheriff Department local have said that since the video was released, which was on the 10th, if I'm not mistaken, which was yesterday, right? It's only been out for a day.
It came out yesterday.
They have had over 4,000 calls in that last 24 hours of the search.
Yeah.
So a lot of information is coming in. It's going to take a lot of time to sort through it by importance, relevancy, and then physically check it out.
Right.
There's a lot to go on. Tomorrow.
And have we heard anything? I mean, so this is February 11th that we're recording this episode.
Yep.
There was a deadline on the 9th at
Correct.
5
There
p.m.
was. That is something I did forget in my notes. There was a deadline.
There was a 5 p.m. their time.
Right.
Deadline of, if the money is not in the Bitcoin account by this, then the life is lost. Is probably one of the easier ways to put that.
Well, I don't know if that was the stipulation or not. There's only so much information as let loose.
Okay. I think it was.
Now, you had mentioned that in the Bitcoin account there was activity, but there was only 300.
So that report has kind of been contradicted a little bit.
Okay.
There's a few outlets that are reporting there was only $300 in that account. And then another, quite a bit of them have come out and said it was 300,000.
Well, I was also thinking, if it is such a little amount, the 300, if it's 300 Bitcoin, that ends up being $20.1 million at today's closing.
Right. And they were only wanting 6 million.
Right. So I don't know.
Right. That's what it was.
Well, the first one, they said 1 million.
Okay.
And then the second letter, 6 million. So maybe they upped it again. I don't know. I'm just speculating if because the news outlets were saying there was only 300 in that account. Well, if it's 300 Bitcoin,
I'm going to look that up.
You know what I mean? If it's 300 Bitcoin, that's substantial compared to $300.
Agreed.
Yeah. 300. That's what folks don't remember when they say, oh, there's only 300. Well, 300 Bitcoin is a lot of, that's $20 million.
Right.
Today's closing. It was 70,000 a few days ago. So Bitcoin has had quite a bit of drop since then. I say quite a bit. I mean, 70,000 to 66,000.
Right. And what do you, we can get into this
per Bitcoin.
Yeah. The main alleged kidnapper ransom it is requesting 6 million in Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Earlier notes reported, like you said, started at 1, then it went to 4, and now it's at 6.
Right.
Yeah.
So I don't know, how much they're releasing, how much they're, letting us know, basically, is what I'm getting at, because it is, they want to keep a certain amount of it hush hush.
But it does also say that authorities have warned that not all the ransom notes may be authentic. They don't know.
Right. Yeah.
They essentially, you do have to take that with a grain of salt.
They have arrested one person for sending.
They did for a fake ransom. They determined that one was fake.
So I don't know which one it was, or what I mean. So, but they did arrest one person for doing it. I mean,
and whoever's behind this has clearly thought about this. They knew the steps they needed to take. This is not something that came on a whim. It has been planned for some time.
I know. I follow the subreddit, which I'll give them a shout out. They've given me a lot of information, kept me up to date. I've done numerous other news articles from different
I've been following
companies.
that Brian Inton fella.
And it's really, they give whoever this is, they say these folks are probably smarter than we're giving them credit for. It does seem like it's something they have done possibly before or have been trained to do. It wasn't just an accidental thing.
So this person here, Jennifer Kaufman-Daver,
Okay.
forgive me for that punctuation there, but she is her credentials is probably here. She is a retired FBI agent.
Okay.
And she is a law and justice coordinator expert witness.
Okay.
She has posted here that right here. They have already conducted a grid search at Nancy Guthrie's home, but the FBI is back, and this was an hour ago.
This is up to date. This stuff, the stuff we've been getting has been literally minute to minute information. Right. I'm trying to condense it for our, special edition half-hour show.
Yeah. And it says the FBI is back looking around again, but they are not searching in a grid search formation like they previously have been. And then she said the only time we've ever done something like this scattered, was if they had specific information to look in specific spots, such as specific bushes.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah.
That makes sense.
Yep.
Okay.
Then,
because normally when you don't have anything to go on, the grid pattern is the most efficient.
Yeah.
Yeah. They usually get a large group together. You've seen it in movies, and they do grids where they just go in a straight line.
Right.
And they comb the area, for lack of a better term. And that's been the most efficient way to do it, they've found out.
Right.
But if you're doing a scattered pattern, that means they got tips. But they've been getting over 4,000 phone calls in the last 24 hours, and it's been since then. So who knows what they're up to now? I'm thinking we're going to get more information here.
We were speaking earlier. The law enforcement was back at Annie Guthrie's house earlier.
We did that was about 20 minutes ago.
Yep.
That we found that out.
Police were back at her house,
which they've been there about every night so far.
They have.
Yeah.
But it does say here, police were back at Annie Guthrie's house, apparently because they did check her mail, and they took the mail.
Oh, they did.
And they took it inside. Yeah.
Okay.
And but it does say here that it does not seem like this was an evidence retrieval. It seems like they were helping her with an errand. They probably want to try to keep the family safe. That makes sense.
How awful would it be if another family member was abducted while they were running errands to the bank or whatever they had to do, deposit a check? Who knows? Okay. Well, that makes sense. And they want to keep an eye on them too.
Yeah.
They don't want, you know what I mean? They not only do you want their safety, but you also want, you don't want them, if somebody, God forbid, is involved, you want to keep an eye on them at the same time.
Yeah.
So, when any possibility is possible at this point, nothing is ruled out. You have to think about all the scenarios.
You have to think of all the possibilities. You have to.
So we don't know. We have suspicions that she is not in the area anymore, being that close to the border. I could see where she could have been smuggled over into Mexico.
I think it's a possibility.
It's definitely a possibility. Or, because she is such a high profile person, I guess not herself, but her daughter, of course, is what I'm referring to.
Very high profile.
If they stayed put, the chances of being caught are maybe less because you're not making yourself known elsewhere.
Right.
You stay put. I don't know if they have a safe house somewhere or, you know what I mean? Like, that's that proof of life that I was talking about in last episode. That gives you the hints, the clues. Okay, we heard an echo. We heard the birds chirp. We heard, whatever it may be.
Right.
We heard trees crackling, leaves, in the desert, and you're hearing leaves, then you're probably not in the desert anymore.
Right.
You know what I mean? So,
yeah, and it does say here that this came out about an hour ago. The FBI has announced that there is no updates currently to provide.
Right.
Regarding this case.
Well, there will be.
Oh, yeah, there will be.
you know, one way or another, we're going to find out what happened. There's going to be an answer for what's happening.
Yeah.
You know, there's been cases where they never find out who does the things that they do, but this high profile, I don't. And anymore with surveillance and CCTV cameras on every door, and you know, I mean, there's something's going to pop up. Somebody's going to remember something.
Oh yeah.
Like, oh, when they find out, like, we think it might have been this kind of vehicle.
Yeah.
Oh, my Uncle Lenny's got that kind of van, or you know, whatever it may be.
Yeah.
The more information that comes out to the general public to find details, the more tips will come in, the more clues will, like, and they've got a lot to go through already.
Oh, they do.
So something may come, even if it's just a little crumb.
Yeah, because what are we, day 10 now? Day 10 or 11?
We're day 11. She was gone on the 1st, is my understanding. We're day 11. And,
and she needs her medications. They said she is, like, without her medication, she is in constant pain.
Yeah.
You know?
And we don't know what kind of injuries she sustained during the abduction.
It's all unknown.
That was the only thing that we knew. We don't know what transpired inside the house.
No.
So,
but yeah, I would suspect that if it was something major like that would have come out. Maybe it was I don't like this terminology, but was it I mean, obviously there's blood outside, so maybe it wasn't fully this, but was it what is called a clean snatch?
Right. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, absolutely. Maybe give a description of that is so folks that are listening may know. We've had in the last, I guess, less than a week, we've had a lot of new listeners from all over the world, and we thank you so much for tuning in. We had 2 from Japan, we had Korea, we had up in Washington State. We've had a lot.
We have.
So maybe describe what that is for folks that maybe don't know.
So a clean snatch would be described as whatever you are after happens very cleanly. There's no mess. There's no forcible entry anywhere. There's not much of a fight, I guess, would be a good way of putting that. But obviously,
like a chloroform and a bag situation.
But with the blood, there was obviously some sort of a scuffle.
There was, and unfortunately, there was no blood other than hers there.
Correct.
So
and they don't know. I mean, it hasn't come out, but was it scratched on a wall? You know, coming out of the house or anything like that? Because describing the house, the whole front was brick. Yeah. You know, all brick. The arboring, everything was all brick. Could she have been, you know, when she was taken,
hit that wall or something of that? Because it does look like a spray type situation. It's not like a drip.
Well,
it's like
still
a
don't
spray.
know how they got her out of the house.
Right.
And maybe that's coming. No, he had the camera. Never mind. Right. I say he. I'm sorry. The person had the camera.
Well, everybody's got a camera nowadays, you know. So something's going to pull up. They're going to get some information. They didn't just carry Nancy away. Right. You know what I mean? There is a vehicle somewhere. Yeah. Tire tracks. You know what I mean? Once you have tire tracks, you can measure axle width. Yeah. You know, your front to back width. Then you know what kind of vehicle we're talking about because they know what kind of tires it is. I don't think they've
had tire tracks, though.
Well, we don't know how far away they parked. Right. Now, there's speculation that in the camera video, off in the distance, they think they see a silhouette of some kind of vehicle. I don't know if I see it. Some, you know, folks make out anything they can to try and help. Well, sure. But if you look deep and you squint your eyes, I mean, you can maybe see something, a silhouette. I don't know. But like I said, internet super sleuths, they find all the details they can, from the shoes, from the hair to the brand of clothes. I mean, it's amazing. There's a subreddit called What Is This? And I see it all the time. I don't subscribe to it, but it pops up because I've looked at it once or twice. And it's amazing how quick, like within minutes, somebody will know what this bizarre, strange thing is that I've never seen in my entire life. Yeah. So it is amazing, the collaboration of minds that are on there. Oh, yeah, for sure. And like I said in the last episode, you can use the power of the internet for good. Yeah. You know, so, and I think that's what the intention is here. All of the posts that I see on the Find Nancy Guthrie subreddit is all of a good intention. They always are, you know, they're thinking of her. They're saying prayers for her. They're hoping and praying for the family that she is found safe and quickly. So, as do we all.
Absolutely.
We all want the same outcome.
Yep.
So
let's find Nancy.
Yeah, let's find her. So, obviously, we're not a great source probably to get our information. But hey, if you know something and are listening to this somewhere, there's always an answer or there's always an answer podcast at gmail.com, and we'd forward it off to the FBI or whoever in fact, I've got an FBI agent's phone number saved in my phone. So, I can contact them right away. If you have anything, send it this way, send it to the FBI. Let's get her back safe, guys. But I think that's enough for this episode 39, part 2 of the podcast. There's always an answer. And as more updates come, we'll send out another episode.
I'm Tyler.
This is John.
We're signing out.